Hey, bam, bam, bam. Here we are. Finally.
Please don't
Sorry for the
choke someone.
delay.
Get them Smarties down.
Sorry for the delay, everybody. But we're here. Cheers. Namaste.
Greetings.
Nama go.
Not yet. um, not yet. As always, the start of the stream is a little wonky, so please, stay patient with my internet bandwidth. But here we are on this wonderful Friday night for episode 4 of Echoes of Divinity. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Last time we played was just before PAX,
Wow,
and then
yeah.
I got incredibly unwell, which I'm still recovering from.
That was like approximately a lifetime ago.
Yeah, it feels like it. Hey,
I'm not surprised you're still recovering, given you didn't rest and you worked through it.
weird about that. Hey, weird. No shade. Lots of shade. Hey, before we no, fuck it. Let's do this first. A couple of people that I would like to shout out tonight. First up is going to be Last Hold Games, who have 3D printed our faces. If you were at PAX, you may have seen some fun little minis on display. That was our faces. So all the Fates Grip crew got to be captured in 3D. It was fucking so sick. It was so much fun. So thank you, Last Hold Games. You guys are wonderful. We appreciate you very, very, very much. Ravens Ridge Emporium, we need to thank as well for just being wonderful human beings. They have created a ton of dice that you can grab at the moment. I am playing with my Malia set tonight, which I use for Sword of the Skulls, which is very exciting. They also create their own games and accessories. So much cool stuff coming out of these guys. Another person I need to shout out is Cloudkill Clothing, who create TTRPG and Dungeons and Dragons inspired clothing and accessories. So cool. I got a shirt of theirs while I was at PAX. Obsessed with it. They're awesome local business as well, so please jump out there and support them. And also long-time sponsors, Ardent Roleplay. We continually are just so grateful for your support, so thank you for having us. Another couple of things that I got to shout out is stuff that we've got coming up. So on the 12th of November at 2 p.m. on the cosplay and community stage, which is an upgrade from our Gold Coast stage, you'll see us at Supernova at Brisbane Convention Centre. You can still grab your tickets. We're going to be running a live play panel called Choose Our Adventure, where you will get to do all of the roles and choose all of the imperative decisions in the session. We will also be debuting some brand new characters that you have not met before, which is really exciting. And it times really well because next week on Tuesday at 6:45, actually, no, it's earlier. I think it's going to be maybe 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time is the season finale of Fates Grip Season 2.
Cool.
Which is just, yeah, it's a big one. Going back and playing characters we created 4 years ago, which is just, very overwhelming. So that's all the shout outs I have for now. But more importantly, way more important than, everything whenever I spew words out, is the people I have with me this evening. We're going to go around and introduce you all. But I would like you all to add, and this is going to be harder for you, Chris, and definitely harder for you, Ben, but to your intros, I would love for you to add a fun memory that you have from PAX or the PAX weekend in general. Ben, you weren't there, so if you want to add
I have some.
the story that you heard or something that you experienced vicariously through the people here. And D, I know you made a guest appearance on one night. Maybe just something, weird that you heard or something fun. Just, something in general.
An explanation as to why I didn't see you on that one night, maybe, would be fine
maybe
also.
that.
Just saying.
maybe that. But to make this nice and simple for the people that were there, Pro, do you want to kick us off?
Sure. Hi, I'm Promethean. There's 0 in it. You will find me playing games currently. Baldur's Gate 3 exclusively because it's taken over my life. On my channel, you'll also find me at assorted virtual tables here on the Meeples and Dragons channel on OzQuest. Everywhere, all the time.
Literally.
And so, what fun fact about PAX?
Favorite memory?
Favorite memory? My favorite photo of myself, I think, to date, came out of PAX, and we still don't have an actual proper version of it. We've got a photo of the camera screen of that photo.
Yeah! I even asked for that photo. I was like, who has this photo?
I'm pretty sure it was Scrain that took it, so we need to go to Scrain.
Okay. We need to go direct. That is a great photo, and I get a bit teary every time I see it. I was going to ask D next. Just in time. D's back.
I never left. I was listening to everything.
Well, you're up next.
Hello. PAX. Yes. Well, apparently it was on.
Who are you first?
Who am I? I'm me. We've met
do you
before. I am just here to be a continual annoyance to you and the rest of the universe. However, Tammy and myself on Tuesday, Tammy, are harassing Matt Brown on his channel. I'm a squid.
Correct.
Tammy's a teddy bear. Hey, it's a bit weird. That's it. Yeah. PAX.
What was your favourite memory from PAX?
My favourite memory for PAX. I got a badge, which I was just looking for as we spoke. I'm now inducted into the special hams only group.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm looking for a badge.
I'm so glad that's.
I have it on the door behind me, like it's hanging up on my lanyard right here.
I also have it, but I can't show you where.
Yeah.
Good.
Fun story. Straight after that PAX meeting, I had to go and do something somewhere else, and I was still wearing the hams only badge on that jacket I was wearing, which I found incredibly funny, and has made its way into a number of photographs and videos that are currently available on the internet on a corporate site only.
Big sorry didn't happen.
I laughed.
Hamish going nuts in the chat right now means he's paying more attention to a game he's playing than the actual stream.
Yeah, potentially. Ham, do better.
Split the party, Matt Brown, Tuesday, after main script.
Speaking of doing better, Tammy, who are you? What do you do? What was your favourite memory from PAX?
Okay, so Tammy, I'm here. I am also heard audibly on Promethean's channel when we do Baldur's Mates. I am going to be in the Teens in Space on Split the Party as of Tuesday. Not playing a teddy bear, playing a laser blaster wearing 50s style sci-fi character that is also kind of like a Frankenstein creature. But,
Incredible.
Hot.
Cuddly and lovable.
Yeah.
What percentage?
Favorite PAX memory?
Is bear.
So if I am completely honest, my favourite PAX memory is actually meeting so many wonderful bloody people that I've been talking to for so long. Because we missed out on doing that last year. So it was really, really good to actually meet people this year. And we probably did more social things than we did actual PAX events.
I think you're right.
I think that's PAX in general.
Yeah, and never feel bad about that answer, because Ben asked almost that exact same question in the Vox Pop that went up on Dungeons and Doctorates, and I stood there and I was like, this is cliche as heck, but this is the actual answer to the question. So yeah. Correct answer.
Ben, who are you? What do you do? And what was your favorite PAX memory?
My name is Ben, obviously. I am part of Fate's group. We stream on Tuesdays at 6:45. Emily's done the big spiel really for me. We've got a lot of stuff coming up, which we're looking forward to. And it's our last episode this Tuesday coming. My favorite moment of PAX is going to be a bit difficult because I wasn't there. But what does spring to mind is a moment that my partner left the house and I had some peace without Taylor Swift for a week.
Wow! Holy shit!
No, that's a completely another
And
lie.
that's the end of the session. Excuse me while I break this glass.
I was just seeing what it would take to you to come out of that room to come in here. Obviously not that. There you go.
It's me. Hi.
Wow, there's another death of Ben. Back-to-back
The
deaths of
illusion is
Ben.
shattered.
Like a little toasty guy from Mortal Kombat popping up in the corner.
Toasty.
I'm down. No, that's a lie. To be honest, one of my favorite moments that I didn't get to be a part of was, I believe, there was karaoke night. That everyone was there, that I wish I was a part of, where I was serenaded to one of my favorite songs I love to sing when I'm a little bit intoxicated, and that's Aerosmith. I don't want to miss a thing. I don't think anybody else would have seen that unless you were there, so secrets are revealed.
And there was a lot of people there.
There's a lot of people there, yeah. I do wish I was
My
there.
favorite part of that video is Promethean grabs one of the microphones at the start and looks dead in the camera and goes, "This is for men!"
Yeah, I had to make
I
it
do
clear
appreciate that.
why it was happening.
Also, MVC's dancing.
Oh, yeah.
S tier.
Top tier. S tier.
Could have been part of Coyote Ugly.
Before I recap, there was actually a part of last session, which will be up this week on the Fates Group YouTube channel. And it was foreshadowing without me realizing it. But at the start, I was making a joke about Promethean potentially doing a power slide. And I even made a joke about you having to buy new pants. And for those of you at PAX and that were at karaoke, if you know, you know. And that's all I have to say. And that's all I have to say. Hey, do we want to play some Dungeons and Dragons? Thank you, Kate.
Sure.
I don't know what happens to my throat.
Yeah, me too. Obviously, also, we are not joined by Chris Ito tonight. Hi, Chris, if you are watching over in Sydney, stuck on a work trip. Ugh, adult responsibilities. Hate that for us. But will be joining us next session. Recap, though. Let's talk about last session, because a lot happened, but not a lot happened. Last session, you were all on the road after being tasked by Raella Nightlock to head over to Malukia and investigate some suspicious, potentially magical activity over there. As you made your way out onto your journey, you came across your first night of rest, where you, Marcus, and you, Sol, were on night watch. Marcus, you noticed very quickly the sounds of a stranger in the dark that turned out to be now your new friend. What's his name again?
Grommy.
Chris?
It will come to me in a bit. I'm fairly sure it's unimportant because they're dead now. So moving on.
Right. Grommy, the blue kobold, who covered himself in a cloak that he said was an invisibility cloak. He was out on the road by himself, and he was unsure as to why you could see him. Some of you, Velendar, were very suspicious of this kobold. But others, Sol, onboarded into the team, made him feel welcome. Tammy, you also did so. Scarlet. And you continued on your way. On your next day of travel, as you were traveling through much denser brush, getting closer to Kaivala, you all heard the sounds of a weeping woman. coming from the direction of a cave, which you all chose to investigate, but instead of investigating yourself, you sent some of Marcus's friends, the Windlings, down to investigate. Unfortunately, one of them, Errol, did in fact perish at the hands of what was guarding this cave, an owlbear, which you all attacked and absolutely murdered. But the person that dealt the dealing blow, the last blow, made quite the impression. Scarlet, do you want to describe what happened to your character in that moment?
Well, I mean, Tammy can describe, but as far as Scarlet knows, nothing happened. The group's just
if Tammy can, though.
Flashback, rewind.
This is all you. This is all
again.
you.
So, I mean, Scarlet's raged before in front of some of the members of the group, and it was your fairly stock standard rage. But for some reason on this occasion, something triggered a little bit more, and she had some celestial Amazonian women sort of come out and participate in the fight to a certain extent. And at the end managed to sprout her own wings before stomping through the head of the creature.
Yeah. And after you did so, it was strange because all of you watched on at this moment completely in awe of Scarlet. And very quickly, she had no idea what was going on and didn't really recall what had happened in that moment, much to the disappointment of Velendar, who found it very attractive. And following that, you investigated the cave. You found nothing too interesting, aside from a music box that was made up of all of these mechanical gears and had a ominous inscription on the inside that was in fact the source of the Weeping Woman. You discovered very quickly that whatever you said into this music box, the next time you opened it, it would repeat on a loop. I believe the last thing you recorded in this box was Vigmund saying big. And for that reason, every time the box is opened, it currently says big. And then you moved on onto your next day of travel, just outside, a couple of hours outside the border of Kaivala. Marcus, the expert cart driver, just really didn't hit the mark this time, and instead hit a stone on the path, nearly taking the cart completely off course and over, but instead only shattering its wheel. However, lucky for you, you all planned in advance, which I did not expect you to do, and you picked up a spare wheel. And for that reason, as you started changing it, things were looking up. They were looking good. Until Sol, in your frustration to not being too heavily assisted in this moment, with some assistance, but not as much as you would like, Velendar, you walked to the other side of the cart, the same side that Marcus was standing by. And as you both stood there, you felt an arm wrap around your torso and the cold steel of a knife held to both of your throats. Sol, in your yeah, very intimate. Sol, in your ear, you heard someone say, "Empty your pockets," and that's where we left off. So in this moment, Velendar and Scarlet, you don't see this unfolding currently.
Yeah.
So Marcus and Sol, what are you both doing in this moment? You are both held very tightly. Marcus, you specifically, you do feel it is a little tighter on your airway than what you would like. If you're into that thing, I guess.
So from memory, can I see Scarlet in eye shot at the moment? Is she there?
She's not in eye shot. She is on the other side of the cart. Last you knew, she was assisting at holding the cart up while Sol was changing the wheel.
In a clear and somewhat high-pitched voice, I will utter to the ghastly attacker, I will give you all my money, but please, please, my elderly aunt is in the cart sleeping. Don't hurt her, you ruffians.
Incredible.
Could you please make a deception check?
Love to. And being a bard, I got a natural 3, so that takes me to 8. 8. That's 8.
Yeah, I can't really do that. I don't think I can't guide him, can I?
No, you can't touch
Moral
him.
support will be good at this point in time. Accompaniments with I don't know, tambourine will be lovely.
How would it? What did you say, aunt?
My aunt is asleep in the cart. Please
And Velendar
don't
and Scarlet,
hurt her.
you would hear
Mm-hmm.
this at this point.
Velendar is automatically then going to kind of lay down then, like head at the back of the cart where he would expect someone to then look into it because he heard just how absolutely pitiful that pitch was. And sort of cover himself up with some kind of robe, just leaving enough room to wait for someone to come through with both daggers in hand then.
Yeah, okay, perfect. You do so easily enough. You were already inside the cart, and being enclosed, you feel fairly certain that no one could see you do that. And you're just waiting there hiding daggers, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Scarlet, what are you doing in this moment?
So how high is the cart off the ground? Like, I know that I would have to lower it, but with the wheel at the front and that, how much room is there between the cart and the road?
Between the cart and the road? Like with you lifting it currently?
No, because you'd have to put it down to get under the cart.
To put it down, there would be, a good, you could crawl under it comfortably if that's what you're attempting to do.
So she will ease the cart down and then basically be lying under the cart, ready to roll out on the other side.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Again, you do this easily enough. I will get you to make a stealth roll, though, if that's okay, for trying not to be spotted.
Yeah, because that's totally something.
Keeping in mind that you still have guidance on you from last session.
I do. Which didn't really help. So with guidance, that would be a 6.
Great. Sol, are you going to attempt to do anything?
I've got some cheese. Do you want some cheese?
Incredible.
Are you asking the person holding you this?
Well, one I really don't think I can do. Can I use an action in this moment?
You can, but you are limited with your movement. You are being held very tightly.
The person who's holding on to me, am I being restrained by something like a hand?
You have an arm around you currently. You can tell without even looking at this person. You look down at the arm. It is a large, strong, slightly greenish skin arm that is holding you quite tight. And you can tell, even without looking behind you, that they are at least a head and a half taller than you.
So, can I touch them?
Well, they are touching you automatically.
All right. Magical tinkering says it's an action. I won't use a recording because that doesn't sound right. I'm going to work into Marcus's ploy of a grandmother, was it? Or old
Aunt.
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 And I'm going to create the smell of mothballs. wafting from the person that's holding on to me in the hopes that maybe it will persuade or add an advantage to Marcus's role.
Okay. Cool. So, Marcus,
The
you look
elderly
down at
comes
the
from
arm. Yeah, good. You look down at the arm holding you, and you know this strength that this person has is a lot. You don't feel like you could comfortably move, but as you look down at the arm, it's quite a slender, feminine looking arm. Like it has this nice gold bracelet on the wrist as well, and you feel this person tighten their grip, and she says to you in your ear, "Well, I guess your aunt's just going to have to wait until you empty your pockets."
As a carer for the elderly, it would be possible to breathe. As you can see, I'm unarmed.
You feel this blade still against your skin, and you feel a very sharp, shallow cut made into your neck as you speak again. Scarlet, at this point in time, as you're kind of preparing to, when the time comes, pop out from underneath the cart, you hear an audible click off to your left and another off to your right. As someone who has fought competitively before, you would understand that this is the click of arrows being notched in various weapons. You understand that quite freely. And in response to you, Marcus, she says, "You will earn the right to breathe, and you will empty your pockets."
DM, from memory, we're on a road. There was obviously bushes where we are at this point in time. Can I see Scarlet and can I see Soul?
You can't see Scarlet because she is under the cart.
Yep.
But you can see Soul. Soul is a couple of feet from you.
Can I see? Is there any more advantageous spots on this road? So I'm guessing that what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a place that Soul and myself could take cover to that is within 30 foot of this current action.
You have been traveling on this road for enough time now to understand that as you're moving through it, and you can see this again looking straight around you, that the cart itself is sitting almost in a lowered, like dipped, more rocky terrain path. And you are now on an incline up towards the mountains. You can see that road, that big wall that surrounds Kaivala as you're approaching it. Off to your left and your right is a lot of brush. You could very easily feel like you could be hidden within this if you were to try to hide.
Okay. The taking the scene around us, can I see the attacker that has grabbed Soul as well? Can I get a corner of things?
Absolutely. You can see a massive half-orc, greenish skin and appearance, a mop of like dark black hair. He is wearing heavy looking hide armor with fur on the shoulders. And the knife, the blade that he is holding to Soul's neck, has this wicked curve to it. He looks very rough around the edges, and he does not look like he would hesitate to hurt any of you.
I understand you are obviously looking for attacks or a toll on this road, and as you can see, and Marcus kind of gestures kind of with his hands, I'm not really wearing that many clothes, but I am happy to go to the front of the wagon and get a pouch and give you the meager silver we have, if that would be acceptable to you.
Could you roll a persuasion check for me, please?
Love to. Not with that dice, because that's a natural one.
I was so certain you were going to pass them because I rolled a 3.
Well, it's a 9 in total, but that's still a natural one.
Hearing this absolute failure to
Yeah.
negotiate with these criminals, Velendar then is going to try and throw his voice a little bit to the other side of this cart and just kind of sing out with her, "Oh, Marcus, my sweetest little nephew, can you help me get out of bed and put my incredibly expensive pearl necklace on, please?"
Could you please make a performance check for me?
Certainly. Oh, it's not great. It's 11.
That's okay, because I rolled a natural 1.
Check.
The woman holding you, Marcus, looks at you you feel her eyes kind of peering at you. The hairs almost stand up on the back of your neck. And you hear the sound of Velendar calling out from the car.
That sounds nothing like Velendar. Thank you. That sounds like a frail old lady.
Actually, Marcus, for that reason, could you... Hey, you don't even need to roll. You fucking know it's Marcus. Don't trick me like that, sir. You know that it's Velendar. He's the only one in there. Who else would it be? Except for maybe Grommy. But you have to almost fight the urge to laugh at the stupidity of the voice. But you do feel the grip loosen around your neck. The blade is removed. Someone is still holding you, but instead now they hold you almost by the back, the collar of your very little clothing that you're wearing. And she says,
the one that... Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, that's okay. She says to you, I will allow you to grab this pouch and help your aunt up, but that is all I can offer. Your friends, they will need to also empty their pockets.
Am I addressing the leader of this group? I say to the arm.
Before you get a response, Sol, what were you going to try and do potentially?
2 things. If Marcus can see me, I'll just nod and take that what he would be. And at it, the one who's grabbed me that now smells old person. Are they also more convinced?
They don't really react much, but you do see for a moment, and you can very clearly see that the person that was holding Marcus and is now holding him by the scruff of the neck is an elven woman. She has long, dark hair that's pulled back into a bun behind her head, but ringlets hang behind her as well. Very pale skin and quite bright blue eyes as she looks at you. She's wearing very dark clothing, and she has some sort of a necklace hanging around her neck, as well as some jewelry on her arms. But that's kind of all that you notice about her. You do see for a moment that she kind of sniffs the air, and scrunches up her nose a little bit, but then she immediately shrugs that off.
Is everyone around me within a 60-foot radius?
You do not see Scarlet. You did hear the voice coming from inside the cart. You do know, however, from where Scarlet was before, she is definitely within 60 feet of you, unless she has, in fact, moved.
So from my position to, I don't. You might want me to make a perception check if you want. From where I'm standing towards the car, is that 30 feet, or are we like pretty close?
Oh, yeah, no, you were trying to change the wheel, so you're very close. You're all within 60 feet of each other.
Can then I make a perception check to see if I can find where Scarlet and Velendar is?
You won't need to for Velendar. You can hear his voice coming from inside the cart, and you again he's inside of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Scarlet, you would need to make a perception check for.
Would I be allowed to do that?
Yeah, go for it. While you're doing that, Scarlet, what are you doing at the moment?
So Scarlet is, whereabouts are they into, like, compared to proximity of the cart? Like, does she have to fully roll out to hit one of them?
Who specifically are you trying to hit?
Well, I mean, either of the two that are on that side that have hold of people.
Yeah, absolutely. The person that would be now closest to you after Marcus has been released slightly would be Sol, and this you can only see his feet at the moment, but large-footed creature or humanoid. What was your perception check real quick, Sol?
That's the sign, Scarlet. I got big feet.
Sol?
Yeah, it was horrible. 8.
Yeah, great. You don't see Scarlet.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna wait for the next move before I contemplate doing what I'm about to do.
I'm getting ready to roll out and strike, but I'm waiting
Okay.
for them to sort of either move around a bit or for someone to signal
Trouble.
basically time to smack.
Time to go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Velendar, are you doing anything else, or are you just laying there like an old aunt?
If none of these ruffians have approached the cart ready to be stabbed in the throat, he might sing out a second time.
I'm ready, Velendar. Stab me in the throat.
Oh, Marcus! My arthritis is playing up most horribly. I couldn't possibly come out of the cart, but I still need your help putting all of this jewelry on.
Can I jump in? Please, sir. There's an elderly woman in the cart. I'm her physician and doctor. Allow me to attend to her, please.
You watch as this elven woman looks around at you, Sol, and she looks you up and down for a moment, and her eyes just narrow, and then she looks back at you, Marcus, and she says, "Okay, on with it. Off you go."
But sorry, I was asking if you were the leader of this particular band.
Do we look like a band?
I don't know, madam. All I know is you have a knife and a knife at the throat of our physician who's looking after my elderly and frail aunt, who is somewhat lacking faculties. I'm just simply a traveller.
I am allowing you to grab your pouch,
Okay.
and you will do so.
So
she's super wealthy.
Yeah. So as we'll make my way towards the front seat of the cart. DM, can I get?
She will actually release you. Like, she will let go of you.
Okay.
But she will stay close to you.
Okay. So very, very slowly. There are two things I would very much like to do as Marcus. One is try and work out where the heck everybody else is, because if this is an ambush and whatever else, I want to work out if there's more than these two. I know there's 4 as Chris, but I want to get a sense of, can I work out where the other assailants are?
What's he gonna do?
Yeah, cool.
What are they gonna do? Like, bake them away? Come on.
So,
So-
Could you please?
as soon as Scarlet hears them separating out,
Mm-hmm.
she's going to roll out from under the cart
Mm-hmm.
and stand up
Mm-hmm.
and rage.
Oh
And
wow. Okay, great.
And then, you know, the two celestial ones come out again. And then she's going to basically kick the one who's holding Soul.
Awesome. So just before we play that out, let's get a quick perception roll from you, Marcus, please.
Okay, perception. A not quite as clean as Promethean 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah, great.
Lovely.
So you would see, obviously, now you can fully take in the appearance of this elf that was holding you. You see Soul being held by this half-orc, and you would hear the slight snap of a twig off to your left, and you would catch the outline of a humanoid. Can't really see them enough to understand what they look like. But you also instinctively, then knowing that someone's to your left, you look to your right and you similarly see another humanoid looking outline, both of which look like are holding weapons of sorts.
Okay.
And as you kind of go to head to the front of the cart, Scarlet just pops out from underneath. Velendar, you would hear just ruckus happening. Good night, Kate. Have a wonderful evening. But you would hear the sounds of a ruckus as Scarlet just rages. Do you let out any form of a cry or anything, Scarlet, in this moment?
Totally. It's going to be that full-on battle cry going on because someone has
Yeah.
the blade to the neck of one of her party members. And that is
Yeah.
not okay.
Yeah, absolutely correct. You've heard this battle cry once before, Velendar, literally yesterday. So you could understand what it is. Sol, you're standing there with this blade at your throat, and you watch as Scarlet just emerges. And can I get you to make I'll get you to make an unarmed strike for me at this person as you try to get Marcus released. Not you, Sol. Scarlet, please.
Do I get an action out of interest?
Not yet, no.
But one thing I will let you know, because I am attacking the person who is gripping you, and I have popped out my ancestral protectors, any attack on anyone other than me by the one holding you, Soul, is at disadvantage, and if that person still hits you, you have resistance to the damage.
I love that
Nice.
you told me that.
Mm.
Because I'm not going to do what I'm going to do now. Thank you.
They can attack, me at full go, or anyone else can attack anyone at full go. But because I've actually struck at them, they're now disadvantaged to hit anyone but me.
Okay. What was your to attack, if you don't mind me asking?
So because I was under the cart, I have presumed that I couldn't have my maul, so I'm doing an unarmed strike.
Correct.
Which will be a 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that does 7 damage.
Okay.
So that was a little bit of a punch to the face.
Yeah.
But then also, because I now have the mobile feat, I can disengage from that creature without causing an opportunity attack and run backwards 20 feet.
Yeah,
So they
go
either
for
have
it.
to
You do
move
so.
to attack me or stay at disadvantage.
Okay, I love it. So, like, this all happens in this whirlwind. You watch as Scarlet pops out. She just, like, clocks this person. They do actually let go of you, Sol. you do have to kind of make a slide dodge to not get nicked by the blade across your throat. But Scarlet is super precise in her attacks, and you feel yourself released, and then she immediately just moves back and creates distance. At this point, I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative, please.
Dope. Not so dope.
Where do we think that's happened in relation to like the back of the cart? So where Velendar is
Jeez.
forced to exit?
Yeah, they are off to the side, so you could exit knowing that you're kind of going to pop out to their right, essentially, from where the half orc is. You would be popping out to the right. I'm just going to make some initiative rolls. Okay. Oh my gosh, I need more than one window.
Ben has 8, apparently. 8 windows, I think we mentioned earlier.
Shut up.
Shame.
Fucking hell. Where are you? Oh no, that's no good. That's also not very good.
No good for you or no good for us? I feel like there's an important difference in.
I don't know.
No
I guess
goodness.
you'll find out. I guess you'll find out.
I'm just going to be judge of character. I think Emily's different to Michele. When he says that that's no good, it's usually big.
It's no good is code for, I wish there was 3 more.
Yeah.
Than enough to absolutely screw you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I get rolls 25 to 20, please? Good. This feels familiar. Can I get rolls 15 to 20? Oh my god.
Yay!
Okay, good. What was your initiative, please?
17.
17. Okay, Velendar. Carrying the group. Can I get rolls 10 to 15, please?
Wow.
Holy shit.
Incredible.
Okay, maybe I did better than what I thought. Okay, great. Okay, can I get the rest of you, please? Okay, so D got a 3.
9.
5 for me.
Okay, so Scarlet.
I'm not used to this. I don't like
it.
What was yours? Sorry, Ben, again?
5.
Okay, cool. So then we have fire out. You guys suck. No, I'm just sorry.
Do we have an initiative roll for Grommy?
No, because he is unconscious, suspected dead. Okay, great. So at the top of the round, this half orc, having just been absolutely struck and surprised by Scarlet, almost blinks a couple of times, stunned, and looks very confused. And then when he catches his bearings, he looks over towards you, Scarlet, and he will move up to you. And
So
he will.
that's an opportunity attack for you, buddy.
It surely is. It surely is. Would you like to make your unarmed strike, Sol?
For me?
Yeah, because this half-orc is moving away from you.
I may have been a little bit tactical in what I chose to match fighting styles of the group.
And that is D&D, and I fucking love it. It is so good.
I can use my attack, right?
It is an unarmed strike, unless you have some sort of a feat that gives you the ability to do something different as a opportunity.
Hang on, let me double check. Sorry. Actions, reactions, opportunity attack. You can make an attack. Yeah, melee. I'll revisit that because I'm not sure about that. Yeah, okay. Opportunity attack.
Yeah, so just your unarmed strike.
That's a 3.
A 3. So you after again, you've just been grabbed by this half orc, and you're still, you having to like dodge out of the way of this blade that's being held at your neck. You almost stumble as you try to swing at this half orc, and you just swing slightly wide and you miss. This half orc will look back at you and just give like a little and then keep on making his way towards Scarlet, where he will attempt to attack you, Scarlet. That is an 18 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. You will take 8 points of slashing damage as this great axe is just swung down on you, and you just feel it hit almost into your arm and carve out this large gash. And that will be all he will do. Velendar, you are up next.
That's really annoying that he got a turn. For the record. God.
He does. Scarlet, where would you have moved actually, just so I can determine whether Velendar would have seen this half orc or not?
She would have actually moved around to the back, hoping to bring the orc backwards so that the other one that was near Marcus was like separating them.
Yeah, cool. So this half orc would have passed you, not within opportunity attack range, but would have passed you.
Okay. In which case, then I guess Velendar is probably just gonna like, ugh, it was such a good plan, and then just kind of roll backwards then out of the cart, rather than attacking the big guy first. Any of the other of these roadside robbers within, say, throwing range for a dagger currently?
Can I get you, because I haven't done so yet, to make a perception check for me?
DM.
Now that you're out of the car.
Sure.
Yes, hello.
DM, just as can Marcus see
Nice.
wonderful elf rollout of the thing from his viewpoint?
If you were looking straight through the cart, then probably. But if not, then probably not. I'll leave that up to you.
Sure.
I trust you.
The
Don't take advantage of me.
no. It was a position, and the last percentage check at 20 was the bit I was going to take, DM, if that's okay with you. As Velendar appears, something curious happens. A tale that Marcus is being holding his head. A story of the runaways suddenly takes full flight, and it's his bardic ability that you rolled for me last time, which was a 4. I'm allowed to teleport a number of people in different directions. So Soul
Fuck yeah.
disappears off into the furthest attacker with a crossbow. Marcus gets out of dodge, but Velendar goes behind the unsuspecting archer at the far flank. There's a biff, biff,
Is
biff.
this something that just happens, or do they have to be willing creatures?
It's the Tellerama. I'm assuming it's willing creatures, them. Otherwise, I'd ban all the bad people into pits and kill them all. But it's there. It's the idea is to get Velendar directly behind one of the archers that is going to be well and truly surprised. and then leave my elven companion, because I can't. I imagine Scarlet's well outside now, because otherwise I would have moved her too. But she's probably rolled back between the carts. That's what I'm taking it, so I can see through. I'd love to cheat and get all four of us, because that'd be quite fun. But this Tale of the Runaway just suddenly manifests, and Soul, you are behind one of the opponents in the trees. So you move off and out to get you as much cover as possible, because you're currently unarmed. Velendar, as he comes out in his magnificent silk, appears behind one of the other in the tree line, because you don't like light, and having you in the shade will probably be quite good from a distance.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Are you...
And Marcus will immediately teleport from where he was up to the cart seat with all my things. So I want to be up and looking down on the elf, hopefully without of striking distance, but literally almost sitting at the top end of the cart. So I'm hoping about 10 foot away. So if she wants to move, she has to move.
Yeah. And this all happens in an instant. You're getting ready to attack Velendar. And as you're doing so, you're unsheathing your daggers. This almost like you feel it before you understand it, and you like look down at yourself and you feel slightly uneasy. And then as you blink, you open your eyes and you're looking almost where you were like in the direction of where you were standing before. And you're standing over the shoulder of this human woman. She has long dark hair out, but you see this like shock of white that is underneath, dyed underneath. And she is wearing dark black laced up corset, and she seems to have a hand crossbow notch in your direction, or where you were, and you watch as she looks a little bit confused as she is looking in the direction that you had rolled out from. What are you doing?
Whispering very gently in her ear, love the look, sorry you have to die. And we'll attack then with a dagger.
Yeah, go for it.
With advantage, I guess, being surprised, right? Well, lucky. It's a 17 to hit.
Yeah, you may hit her, please.
I will. So I'll roll the damage first. So that's 8. But then I'll also roll the sneak attack damage, which is 6. That'll bring that up to 14. And then that's going to be considered a critical hit, also courtesy of my assassinate. So
cool.
Is that what, 28?
Yeah. So weirdly though, sorry, I'm just deducting that damage. You feel like looking, as you strike at her, you would expect someone of her build in this nature to have, with those strikes, gone completely unconscious. But she doesn't. And in fact, with the force that you hit her with, you know for a fact it should have done far more damage than what it did. And is there anything else you would like to do?
Has an actual injury occurred, like, at all? Or is
Yes, she is injured. You do see blood, pooling around the wound, and you do watch as she holds it. But she shouldn't be standing right now if you've done your maths correctly.
Okay. Assuming a mathematical error, then with a bonus action with the second dagger, we'll just go again then.
Yeah, go for it.
It's gonna be 12. Wait, do I still have advantage on that?
Yeah, still an advantage.
Second attack?
Yes.
Look, that's gonna be 24.
Oh yeah, that fucking hits. Yeah, go for it.
What I'm not sure of is whether assassinate applies to that attack, though.
No,
I don't believe it does. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Only the first one.
That's fair.
I wish I could tell you differently, but that would be lying.
Ignore that. That was the wrong weapon. So that's going to be another 7.
7. This does the amount of damage that you would expect it to do. So you watch as she grunts in reaction as you swipe at her with the second dagger. And you see this sneer on her face. But you almost see, like, you know, she's amused by this. And you see that. Is there anything else you're doing?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. It is the elf's turn. She is going to. So you, Marcus, have bamfed 10 feet away from her. Is that correct?
Yeah, onto the thing. I'm trying to give myself a bit of cover in wherever humanly possible,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and you can consider yourself half cover at this point.
Sure.
Particularly because as she looks for you, she's a little bit confused. She does, however, catch sight of you, and she will. You watch as she holds the necklace around her throat, and she is going to raise her hand directly in your direction. You watch as she mutters something under her breath. May I get you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
17.
You feel out of nowhere, as you're looking directly at this elf, your joints stiffen, and you, for all intents purposes, feel paralyzed as she casts Hold Person
Sure.
on you. She will, as a bonus action. No, she's not going to do anything, actually. She's just going to look at you, Marcus, with, again, like similarly to what Velendar has experienced, with a little bit of amusement as she just, for a moment, she gives you a wink and she moves up to where she was told there was a pouch awaiting her. And she will begin to have a look around. She does see, however, that you were lying and that there is nothing on the front of the cart that she can get her hands on currently.
No, there's actually like a pile of pouches. Can Marcus take his belt off? There's a whole bunch of crap there. There's literally like a dozen pouches.
Great. Would you mind describing what is in the literal most furthest left pouch on your belt?
On the furthest left of the belt, there is 2 skulls, small, shrunken. There is a pile of bones and there is 2 stone tablets.
Okay, she's going to take one of the stone tablets and she is going to pocket that.
Okay.
Cool. That is going to be her turn, though. Scarlet, you are up next.
So are you having the rule that for her to draw her maul would be a bonus action?
It would be, yes.
Yep, that's all right. So I won't do that yet. For my bonus action, I will pop the wings and bring out my Radiant Soul. And I will punch this orc again. Or at least
yeah,
good.
Go for it. Punch it real good.
So that would be 24.
Oh, that's a good punch.
Yes. That does it hit? Yes, it does.
So that would, and I should have had an extra damage before. It would now be 8 bludgeoning damage, but because I have popped my wings, that's also 6 radiant damage on top.
Okay, cool.
And because I have now attacked him this round, I can use my mobile feat, and I have my wings, and I can go 40 feet up in the air.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay, yeah. And you watch as Scarlet just, are you going the full 40 feet?
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay, great. You watch as this orc just spits out blood as he is struck. And he coughs and he looks up and Scarlet is gone because you all see this quite easily. She is launched into the air.
Is it
And
just
it
like a
is-
straight shot up, or are you doing like the spin around spiral kind of?
No, it's a straight shot up as if she's getting
Okay.
ready to then.
Both
split
are hot,
down.
for the record. Doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
need the right visualization.
Yeah, it's some Sailor Moon shit right there. Yeah, that happens. And here you watch, you even as you're flying away, you watch as this orc just goes, and he
Yeah,
just
try and
stands
relay
there
it back
staring
to
up
her,
at you. Are you doing anything else, Scarlet?
No, because that is all my actions.
Okay. It is one of the uh hiding people's turns, not yours, Velendar, but Soul, you watch as the person that you have been teleported behind. It is a gentleman, human. Average in
Gentleman,
height.
why
He
is he
has
attacking me then?
he has dark wavy hair, and he is wearing a light white with gold embellished armor. It looks to be some form of a metal based armor. And where you would expect to see some sort of a crossbow, what you instead see is he is holding his hands out, about to cast some form of a spell. He will attempt to understand that you are there, and he does so fucking easily. And he will turn around, having detected you. You watch as his hands glow this orange, red color, as he holds his hands out towards you. Can I get you to make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Yes. As a reaction, I'm going to use absorb elements as well.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Oh, sorry, dex save. I don't have a modifier anyway. Yeah, 18.
Oh wow. Okay. Great.
Nice.
You do manage to move enough away. You will still take 4 points of fire damage. That's already halved. So whatever your absorb elements does to that, if it's halved, it'll be 2. If you don't take any, then great.
Let me read that. Okay. Resist I have resistance to the triggering damage type.
So you take 2 points.
And then you automatically, if I attack you back, you get 1d6 of that damage.
Nice.
Oh, okay. That's when you attack back. Is that correct?
If I attack back, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Or whatever I attack back. 2 points of damage?
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
points.
Ah.
Nice. He does not do anything else, but he looks at you and he says, "You won't win this fight."
He's standing on a ledge, isn't he?
Not on a ledge, no. He's just
Okay, he's not.
yeah. It's an inclined like part of the. You were on a dip in the road, so he is on higher ground. But like, if you're determining whether you could push him, he might like stumble. He wouldn't like. It's not like Baldur's Gate where you're thunder waving someone off the edge. Like that's not what it is.
No, that's okay.
Promethean.
That's good. I'm not gonna react to what he just said.
Okay, great. That being said, it is actually your turn.
Okay. In which case, what I'm going to do
Okay, great.
is, can I see Marcus?
Make a perception check for me. You can do it at advantage because you knew where he was earlier, and he's also on higher ground, from my understanding. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Ugh, my
Oh
highest is
God!
an
Oh no!
8. Highest is an 8.
Yeah, great. No, you don't see him. You feel like you should know where he was because you had eyes on him earlier, but he's gone now.
A rat. None of those will work. Okay, well, I'm just gonna. So we're in melee combat, is that right?
Correct, yes.
I'm going to just pull out a potion and smash it on him out
Okay.
of my rucksack.
What does
those
this
rolls.
said potion do?
It's a 16 to hit.
Yeah, what is this potion though?
Ray of Sickness.
Okay,
That's just flavor.
cool. Okay,
That's
cool.
16
Yeah, no, yeah, it absolutely does hit.
Right. And he takes 8 points of poison.
Yep.
And then I need to roll a 1d6 for the fire damage.
Okay.
And that's another 5 points on top of that of fire.
5 points. Okay. Yeah. You watch as he puts his hands up instinctively as you throw this potion at him, and you hear this ha ha as you hit him with this potion. It looks like it hurt.
And bonus action. How far away am I from? If my teammates are they're kind of not grouped up, are they? They're all a bit scattered behind.
No. Yeah. At this point, you can only really, you look up, you see Scarlet easily. She's 40 feet in the air. You can't actually see anyone else in your party.
Would I have seen the attack on Marcus before he?
No,
Dipped
because you
outside?
can't see him.
All right. Well,
Because that's where he was before.
yeah, I'm gonna stay in combat then.
Okay. Is that all you're doing?
For now, yeah.
Okay, if that's the case. The person in front of you, Velendar, she is almost, it feels a little sickening to look at because she seems far too amused in this situation. As she stands before you, she raises her weapon, which is sorry, let me rephrase. She pops away her hand crossbow, and similarly to you, she pulls out a dagger as she swings to attack you. And she will do so. And she will miss, and justifiably so, because as she swings and she misses, she looks up at Scarlet, who has launched herself in the air, completely distracting. And you watch as her face twists a little bit, and she goes, "Scarlet?" And bonus action. She'll actually do nothing after that. Next up is Marcus.
Tammy knows who these people are.
So even though Marcus is paralyzed, he clears his mind for a moment and just lets the scenery take him away, and in his mind a new story forms as he can hear the voices of what's happening around him. And that story that is being told to him by just what's happening is the tales of a renowned duelist that he'd read stories of in similar combat events.
Mhm.
And what that means is he, in my paralyzed view, who's in my field who's in my line of sight, DM?
The elf who attacked you.
Sure. Party members, if
And
possible.
also, you would have seen you would be able to see Scarlet as well.
Okay.
Barely in your peripherals, but you can see her.
Okay. Marcus is this tale has encompassed Marcus from there, and I will hold there. Can I make a saving throw again at the end of this? At the end
You
of my
may,
turn?
yes.
Okay, and I will hold what that is. So, saving throw, wisdom.
Wisdom saving.
Wisdom saving throw. That's a 6. No.
Ooh.
Stays there, chest hair glistening in the wind. There's lots of moisture around his navel.
Jeez. Okay.
Succulent navel.
Mhm.
I don't like that terminology.
I think I'm a
Oranges can be
fan.
succulent.
That was uncomfortable. This half orc that was standing in front of Scarlet. It is top of the round. It's his go, and he looks around. He looks back up at Scarlet, and he just kind of goes. And as he kind of shrugs, you hear the human in front of you, Velendar. She yells out, No, wait, hold. And she lowers her weapon. And she looks at you for a moment, Velendar, and she says, This is your lucky day. And she will attempt to, if you allow her, move away towards the cart.
He, absolutely will. Won't kind of like sheath the daggers. We'll kind of keep both just kind of prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Every day's a lucky day, really. I take it, my traveling companion.
She does give a slight smirk at what you say. And she says, I do. How do you know her?
I think possibly the more important thing right now is to make sure that the rest of them don't kill each other, yes?
She doesn't answer you, but she walks towards your cart into the open. And if Ben was here, what he would see is the male human in front of him also walk and meet up with the female human as well. And he would look at her and be like, we almost have this one. And she would say, you say that like we've failures of sorts. No, this was just, I can't tell whether this is lucky or not. I feel like this is lucky. This is good. This is good. I haven't seen Scarlet in forever. And the orc just stands there. At this point, the elf, who is still holding the spell on Marcus, looks over at the two humans and says, I'm sorry, am I interrupting something? And you watch as this male goes, you're always so dramatic. Tybella, just drop it. It's fine. These are friends, potentially. And the elf does, in fact, drop this hold person spell. Ben, what you missed, just really quickly, is that the human in front of you has moved away, not in combat, and that it seems as though these people know Scarlet. well enough. Do you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah.
You can, but they have called to stop. They have called to stop attacking.
No, I heard a little bit. Like if they're potential friends of Scarlet's, yeah, I'll drop my potion bombs and
Yeah, cool.
allow conversation.
Yeah, cool. And you would watch as the human that you did actually attack with these potions begins to heal up, seemingly drinking a potion of his own. Scarlet, you look down and you kind of see everyone just grouped together. It doesn't look as though anyone is fighting anymore.
She will let her rage drop, but obviously her wings still stay out for a little bit, and just sort of not swoop straight down, but landing almost
Like a magpie.
Harry Potter, our transmogrifying into a human style, where you just sort of land into a walk really easily enough and pop the wings away.
Yeah. Couple of things are going to happen. Velendar, can I get you to make a perception check for me, please? And as you land, Scarlet, you would see two very familiar figures and two unfamiliar figures. You would see Astryn and Jonan standing in front of you, the human siblings. Jonan is standing there in an armor that you haven't seen him in before. He's in this beautiful white metal plate armor, and it is embellished with like gold trim. And his dark hair just looks, you in your travels with them, they get a little bit unkempt. They're performing quite often, as are you. But even having gone through this battle and being covered in potion by Sol, Jonan looks good. His hair looks, beautifully waved and nice and dark, and he has this stubble that you didn't see on him last time you were all together in Malukia. And Astryn, as gorgeous as you remember, she has this beautiful dark wavy flowing hair. She has this, as I said earlier, shockingly white color underneath that just peeks out, and she looks awesome. She looks like she hasn't even fucking touched a hair on her head, and she is adorned in all black laced leather corset armor, and the other two you would not recognize. But Jonan looks at you and he says, Scarlet, on the road.
What are you guys doing here? And she'll run up and give Astryn a hug first, and then while she's hugging, and she sees that he's damaged and stuff like that, without thinking about it, when she's hugging him, she will do a bit of a warm touch, and let's see how much healing I can give back to him.
Yay!
5 healing back.
It looks as though he has not even been in a fight today. He looks great. And Astryn, she embraces you back and she pulls apart and she puts her hands on your shoulders. And she is shorter than you, so she would be reaching up. And she would be like, what are you doing out this way?
We are getting paid to go do a thing, really. And so I thought a bit of a change from doing fights here and there until we fill in for the next 6 months.
Speaking of doing things, hi, I'm Velendar. How are you? Nice to meet you. Make your acquaintance. I just have one question. How is a little thing like yourself not absolutely dead right now?
Oh, I'm stronger than I look.
Evidently so.
You should learn to hit harder. I can teach you if you like.
Visibly rattled by the comment, and does not respond, and will just kind of do a little spin and
They're very
pretend
good
to check the cart.
They're very good at making things look not like what they actually are.
So this wasn't actually a highway robbery?
Well,
Definitely felt like it.
it's more that they could have making themselves look more vulnerable or more hurt than they actually were. I mean, I'm not really doing a spoiler here, giving what we do, but I travelled with these guys, and their act is like magicians and illusions and stuff.
What kind of illusion were you playing at here then? And I'm going to turn to one of what I know as bandits.
Yeah. Just really quickly, what was your perception check, please, Velendar?
It was a 17.
I'm just gonna write that down. Thank
Also,
you.
how's Marcus? Is he deep paralyzed?
Yeah. Yes, he absolutely is. And you see this. You all see this elf that was addressed as Tybella. She's just standing there. She's got her arms crossed. And every now and again, she's looking at Marcus, and then she's looking back at the pouches. And then over at her friends. And Jonan addresses your question, Sol. And he said, well, I mean, illusions, magic, same thing, really.
How's Marcus looking?
Marcus wasn't injured, so he does look fine. His belly button is looking great. But, he
He's wearing a
was
midriff.
very, very still for quite some time.
So what was the ploy here? Usually an illusionist, I assume, from the smaller types of circuses I've seen, has a show to be had. What was the show here? What was the play?
Well, did you hear, Scarlet? This is the off-season, so obviously this was not a show, otherwise you'd be paying for entry.
Oh, so
This was a free demonstration.
You actually do just rob people on the highway when you're not performing at a circus.
And it is a viable way to make money.
We all have to earn money somehow in the off season.
Scarlet, I must admit, this has taken me by surprise. You would be fine with what happens if the next card came across and you weren't with us.
Well, I'll let you in a little secret, Sol. Underground fighting isn't legal either. And people get hurt in that too.
But there's still a contract. Two people, one another, trying to best one, trying to be the better fighter, understanding what the consequences were. What happens if this is a family with a child?
Well,
Astryn will attempt to answer if you allow, and she will say, oh, we weren't going to kill you. We were just going to take all of your things.
Oh, okay. I don't see where that was going to actually happen, but I'll just take your word for it then, shall I?
Well, that would be wise.
Yeah.
Do you not trust the word of your friend Scarlet?
Scarlet has pulled through for me. You I've just met.
well,
Okay.
I can tell you that these two wonderful people are fantastic and would not rob a cart that had children in
She's
it.
right.
Oh, so they
had
were just robbed the
boundaries.
elderly, which were in the cart.
Oh, well, it was obvious.
Just proven
that-
before.
No, sorry, he did not sound like an elderly person.
I don't think that was obvious at all. I think I did a wonderful job.
I couldn't tell the difference.
DM, as this is going on, Marcus will slowly reach to the side of the car and pick up a flagon of water and just slowly drink it, not breaking eye contact with Tabella, and occasionally spilling some as just there to see if I can get any reaction from her whatsoever.
She still continues to look between the different groups of things happening as you take a sip of this water.
No, it's not a sip.
Gulp, guzzle. She will look down at this tablet that she has taken from you. She will turn it in her hand once, and then she will hold it back out to you.
Unexpectedly, Marcus will dribble a little bit, and it's like, keep it as a trinket. And sorry, your name was Tybella?
Yes.
So I'm looking for her half-orc companion as well. Where's he got to?
He's behind the cart where he was left.
Sure.
Or near behind the cart. And he's just standing there. He's just kind of standing there.
Okay. So, Tybella, it's obviously a lovely day you're out here. Is this your normal off-season? What do you do in this troupe?
Oh, I'm not a part of the troupe. And Jonan visibly laughs at this and he goes, no. No. She's just an old friend.
DM,
No, as you would already tell, she's Tybella, darling, you're lovely. But she's not very amusing. And not easily amused either.
I'm trying to work out if
Understand around this
Tybella
crowd.
is a mage, she's obviously a magic user of some sort, but is it a mage? Is it a priest? Is it a wizard? Is it some sort of that? I'm just trying to get a sense of how she was able to cast a spell.
Make a perception check for me, please.
Sure. Not with a 5, I'm not going to. Literally, at this point in time, the water is just matted Marcus's hair at this point in time, is dripping in an inappropriate fashion across, his trousers.
Yeah, great. And she just watches this. She's like, and the only really notable features of her is her ornate jewelry, and it is beautiful. And you look at it and you admire it because as someone that is a lover of trinkets, it's nice to look at. You, Velendar, however, as you're standing there and taking stock of the situation, you look at Tybella, and around her neck is a necklace, and it is a symbol that you are very familiar with. It is a large silver star looking symbol with a ornate red gem in the center of it that you would recognize as the symbol of Lolth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually where we're going to take a quick 10-minute break.
Incredible.
Lolth drop.
So, did you say Lolth drop?
Lolth drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. We're going to take a really quick 10-minute break. Hang around while we continue to try and traumatize each other whilst playing this fun, lighthearted game of Dungeons and Dragons. Stick around. We will be right back.
Incredible.
Hey, we're back. Hey, welcome back to episode 4 of Echoes of Divinity, where Promethean has recapped by saying, "Hey, hot new friends."
I feel it's an accurate recap.
Yeah. Speaking of recaps, Promethean, if you could recap what's happened so far in this session,
Oh,
since you have a lot to
incredible.
say.
So after seemingly being ambushed, we did a very excellent job of completely ignoring any sense of safety or personal self-preservation and immediately started attacking them all. Predominantly started with Scarlet raging the heck out on a half-orc member of these ne'er-do-wells. And then Marcus, rather brilliantly, teleported Sol and Velendar into just
That was fucking
chef's-kiss
dope.
positions on the outer rim of this ambush, and we started getting down and dirty. One of these assailants, however, took a fairly significant amount of damage, I thought, or felt, and didn't really seem to care, which sucked a little bit. But then, after doing so, immediately recognized Scarlet. So it was made known that there's an association between them. Mind you, Scarlet was 40 feet in the air with celestial wings at this point in time. So we've all now become friends and have all gathered in one place, and Scarlet has
Have we?
descended to speak with us
Have we
lowly
become friends?
mortals. Yeah, sure. They're hot. We're becoming friends. Correct. And I think in the discussion, it was made known that Scarlet has travelled with two of these folk previously, the incredibly hot human siblings, I believe it was mentioned. And the other little nugget of information is that some kind of elven magic wielder who had cast Hold Person on Marcus for a little while is wearing an amulet of Lolth, essentially. Now, was the most recent bit of dialogue Scarlet pointing out that these two would never attack anyone who had children with them?
Yes, and they said
Excellent.
we don't kill people.
Excellent. Velendar will point out that may be true of you two, but it is almost certainly not accurate regarding this one. Pointing then to Tybella.
Tybella looks at you and she looks you up and down and she says, actually, I don't kill people.
Oh, and how does Mummy Dearest feel about that? And he'll kind of indicate the amulet that she's wearing.
What does it matter to you?
This is very rare that I see that kind of jewelry not associated with some kind of hideous display of macabre cruelty. I'm surprised that
Okay.
your friends here are still alive.
Well, they are friends, and for that reason, they'll stay alive. What about you, Drow?
Me? Oh. Well, I'm just traveling through before we were viciously attacked by a mob of cretins, I guess.
Well, it wouldn't have been so vicious if you had have just handed your things over like we asked. In fact, I think you all started the attacking and not us, weirdly enough. So who's really the villains here?
Well, that's a funny question because apparently you're a friend. I don't know, Scarlet, perhaps this is a great opportunity for you to jump in here.
Well, I only attacked because you had a blade to your throat that seemed to be causing damage, and like there were threats to kill people. So,
As much as I am humbled by that, but I feel like this is a situation where if you lay down with dogs, you get fleas.
Look, all this
Astryn
moralizing
speaks.
is marvellous to hear, but we do have a broken cart, and you do seem to be rather, physically adept. If you could help us do a bit of fixing, we can get on our way and chat on the way because, things to do, places to go, and this seems to be getting to one of those kind of political conversations / religious, which no one really wants to do outside a tavern. So can I suggest we fix our thing and you come and be our guest for a bit? What do you say?
Astryn goes to speak up, having, had the fleas, dogs comment thrown at the group as a whole, and she
Cut from
she
the
goes
same
to speak,
cloth, you
and
know what I
then
mean?
she hears Marcus's conversation, and she says, well, we do have a place in Kaivala should you want to bed down for the evening. It is getting dark, and I would suggest staying off this mountain pass as it does get later throughout the day. We can help. Our friend should, in fact, be able to hold the cart for you if you want to change your will. I believe that's what you were doing before we so rudely
Marvelous.
interrupted you.
Don't really work out don't kind of have the physicality Scarlet brings to such things, but be delighted to have a few drinks, laughs, talk about feelings. And Marcus kind of just trails off and points to the cartwheel.
I'd be happy to you repairing this
Jonan.
cartwheel because no one holds a knife to my neck.
Jonan just chuckles at that sentiment and goes, "Okay, we're holding grudges now." And he goes, "Rog," and he gestures to the half orc, and the half orc goes, "Huh?" And Jonan goes, "If you would be a dear and hold this cart for these lovely people, that would be incredibly helpful." And Rog makes his way over, and he does, in fact, without hesitation, he just lifts this cart. It looks like there is no effort to this whatsoever.
I'll go back to fixing the wheel like I was before. What does Rog look like?
So he is a half orc. He is very broad-shouldered, quite tall, and you, as the person being held by him, you already know that he is a head and a half taller than you.
Also know exactly how he smells.
Yeah, he smells like mothballs.
Mothballs.
Yeah, and he will just stand there holding the cart until you finish.
I'll do you want me to roll anything? I'll get ready to settle up the wheel and do what I need.
Yeah,
to
make a
fix it up.
survival check, but do it at advantage.
Hey Ben, I don't think you saddle wheels, mate. I don't think that's how wheels work.
Silence. This is D&D.
Everything works in D&D if you roll well enough.
It's a wheel made of
I'm gonna
saddles.
sit on the wheel. Saddle it. So that's a nat 20 for a 24.
Yeah. What would have
I feel
probably
comforted by
usually
Rog
taken
helping
you?
me.
Yeah, Rog has
My
the sweet.
assailant is now my friend.
When you reflect on how Rog was holding you, it was almost tender. But
I wish that
but
was
you know,
I wish I was the card.
with a strength to it. But you having already started working at repairing this wheel, you already kind of know where you have to be to get this wheel completely changed over, and it takes you maybe half the time than you would expect it to take. It takes you about 5, almost 10 minutes. In this time, does anyone want to do anything?
Sorry, once we finish that, if Rog was the one who was holding me victim before, I'll reach out an olive branch and shake his hand if he's there and be like, well, there are bridges that can be crossed.
He puts the cart down and he gives you a handshake and he goes, "No bridge, only path."
And I'll thank him.
And he will give you a nod. During this time that Sol and Roger, fixing the cart, what would everyone else like to do? You have about 10 minutes or so.
I mean, Scarlet would probably be talking with Astryn and Jonan about, what she's gotten up to in the months since she last saw them. What their plans are. Are they planning to go back this time? Just the usual sort of casual conversation of friends catching up over coffee almost.
And they would, they would give you very surface level information, and they would actually say, "Do you know what, let's have this conversation back at our place because we'd love to hear more," sort of thing. They don't give you...
Is there a pub near where you guys are staying?
Oh, yes, absolutely, Astryn says. Do you have border passes into Kaivala?
Totally not.
Well, isn't a good thing that we have a friend on the wall? We can absolutely get you through. Do you have gold?
Yes.
just because you're additional, they will probably ask for some kind of a fee. Just be expectant of that. Anyone that comes with us usually has to pay a fee. And Tara was one of those people actually once. We saw him not too long ago.
At the pub. We'll catch up at the pub about that. Yeah.
So much to catch up on, dear. And Velendar and Marcus, what are you two doing?
Marcus is watching Velendar and Tybella with a great deal of fascination.
Stand off.
Just watching, taking this all in. I've been sitting in the car as Roger's picked it up, by the way. He didn't bother getting off the car, just got picked up, and it's like just watching him. But watching the interplay, I really kind of want to get kind of almost an insight check into Tybella's state of mind after Valendar's kind of commentary. Really, it seems like a fascinating story in the making.
Just while you're making that roll, Scarlet will have an ear out so that if Tybella is offensive and racist again, she will just look at her and growl.
Good to know. What did you roll, Marcus?
A 15 in this particular case.
Okay, I'm gonna just send you a quick message.
Thank you. Yeah, it's at no point at all does Marcus have the ability to feel threatening to any bit of thought, or even guiding at this point of Velendar. But I'm just kind of watching this thing as almost a commentator rather than an adversary, or someone who's going to stand and go, yeah, what he said type thing, because I would die in a second. Literally die in a second in the crossfire between the two of them.
Yeah, okay. Nearly there.
Yep, yeah.
Secrets. Okay, you should have that in your Discord messages now. So that's what you would learn, but this entire time that you're looking at this, Tybella, similar to how she was with you earlier, Marcus, would just be blank staring at Velendar, and not blank staring in the way that a lot of people do when they're trying to stare at someone, but they're like not sure where to look, so they like look at the forehead or the nose or the chin. Like, she is looking you dead in your eyeballs, and she's unflinching the entire time. And
childishly, just before Velendar does that, one of the pouches that she didn't look in, when he catches the conversation about gold, will just gently clink a bag of gold, about 20 gold pieces, just to see if it distracts her in any way, shape, or form. I want to see if she picks it up.
It does not.
Interesting. Okay.
Velendar, what are you doing?
Also very childishly, very dramatically, just turning his back then on Tybella. And with a flourish, will just kind of spin his daggers in his hands and then resheath them. And with the performance roll of 24, it looks amazing.
Not only does it look amazing, it looks hot. Yeah, Marcus claps.
I turned on.
I don't know. You tell me.
Player agency, buddy. That's your call.
You know what Velendar looks like in a kimono, so do with that what you will.
And 90% of the people here are just stupidly hot. It's just
Demata, hot people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Hot people everywhere. It's a hot people continent.
Spur the wagons on then. After watching this curious standoff and Rog repairing the cart, say, well, happy to proceed, Scarlet and Company?
Jonan looks at you all and he says, ready when you are, we'll lead the way.
Is reunion necessary, or Scarlet?
Well, they're getting us through the wall and giving us a place to stay. I mean, I
Is
don't
there
know
something
these
else
other
you would
two.
like?
Yeah, I don't know these other two, but these two over here, I know them pretty well. We've like shared bunks and everything for like 6 months at a time. If they wanted to do anything to me, they could have by now.
That's more so of the complication if we end up at that stronghold.
So,
Oh, it's not a stronghold. It is it's most certainly a tavern.
Yeah.
anything that gets us through the gate, Soul, is an easy way through, and then I'm sure everything will be fine.
We're heading
Astryn looks at
lower,
you,
yeah.
Sol. Well, yes, but you are aware that you have to go through the Kaivalan border to get there.
Oh, right, so we're not... Okay, I get you now. Sorry.
Yeah. And Astryn will look at you and she says, look at you, Sol, and she will be like, look, I can understand your suspicion. We did attack you. We did. Well, you attacked us first. Scarlet, may I say, mighty fine hit that you had there. Didn't see that coming at all.
I have totally been practicing the stuff that I was taught.
You look
Trying to
great
control
doing
and
it.
focus that sort of that anger that comes inside rather than just losing my shit everywhere.
Oh yeah, and it paid off. It looks amazing. The flying into the air, brilliant touch.
What flying
Brilliant.
What flying into the air?
Don't be so coy, darling. And she will look at you, Sol, and she will say, my point being, Scarlet is right. If we wanted you dead, you would be so. And, you know, I understand that that in itself sounds aggressive, but we don't want you dead. We wanted your money. We're trying to make an honest living. And for that reason, you know, sometimes we take. This time we're going to not, but we will give
Honest living?
you. Well, do we lie about it? No. And for that reason,
Yeah.
it's honesty, darling.
I'll
I'm
look to
sorry.
Scarlet
Did I lie?
Did you lie? Perhaps not, but an honest living would be baking bread,
Sol,
building houses.
Sol, I assure you, your current company with which you travel,
Yeah.
you do not have moral high ground here.
Uh-uh.
I suggest we take the offer of turning over a new leaf.
I punch people for a living.
Let's attend this tavern and have a fun time.
All right, well,
Here's the thing, Sol. We will give you. Sol is your name, correct?
yes.
And this is Astryn addressing you this entire time. We're going to give you a night to stay with us. You know, a lovely little tavern in Kaivala. We're going to get you through the border. And tomorrow, we're going to let you leave. We're not going to take anything from you. We are just going to let you leave. If we do any different, then please feel free to come back and address it with us. But I promise you, this is exactly what is going to happen this evening. Unless you have
Perhaps
other
I'm
plans.
slightly short-sighted from spending my time in Ascendus tending to the sick.
That makes more sense. You're from Ascendus.
realized that outside of there, people have more problems than having to just live. So I'll travel with you for now, but do not do that again. And do not
Oh,
do
not
that
to
again
you.
to anybody else while I travel with you.
Sure. Anyway, on our way, shall we? And they will. Oh, sorry, Marcus, you go.
No. Marcus is just trying to work out how to stop, a fight breaking out at this point in time, and just as that last comment lands, is like, dude, we've got a kobold in the back here that's wildly unconscious. So if anyone's a doctor, like a real doctor, it'd be fabulous if you could have a quick look. And I'd love to see the ins. love to get an understanding, and we all love the culture. And to bribe the guards, super happy. Probably want to get there before it gets dark, though. Literally, he's just trying to just create noise between the walls of what appears to be the two male colleagues who are looking to just, I don't know, pay off the other, group of four that nearly killed us.
Jonan looks at you, Marcus, and he says, "An unconscious kobold. Interesting. We can certainly have Tybella have a look at him when we get there. She's no physician, but she's good with magic and the arcane. On our way, but not until we get to the tavern. Movement, there's a lot of tension in this group. I would hate to just pop Tybella in a cart when she's such an asset to us. Shall we?" And he doesn't wait. He starts heading in the direction that you were also heading. Astryn gives you a wink, Scarlet, and follows, a couple of paces behind Jonan, who seems to be leading the way. Rog, the half-orc, just walks along with the cart, if you will allow the cart to start moving.
Oh, yeah.
Keep pace.
Yep. Put it into first. Off we go.
Tybella will hold up the rear. She will actually wait for you, Velendar, to pass. And she will be as stubborn as she needs to be to wait for that moment before she trails behind, should you allow.
I think Velendar's probably going to ride with Marcus up front.
Yeah, cool.
At this stage, yeah.
And for that reason, you would be past her. You wouldn't even notice her hang back until the very last moment.
Yeah.
Because you'd be up there in the fray. And you all begin on your way. For all intents and purposes, until you get to the border of Kaivala, which you're all aware is about 3 hours away. Is there anything you would like to get done in this time?
I guess after Marcus's request, I'll jump back, which I think I maybe did last episode, and try and attend to the kobold, if no one else is. From the party
you can easily enough.
Of the new group that joined us.
Yeah, you can easily enough jump into the cart. You sit beside Grommy. It doesn't take a medicine check because you have investigated him a number of times now to notice that his condition hasn't changed. His body temperature it's not cold, it's not hot, it feels regulated. He is very lightly breathing, and there is a pulse. But if you stood back and you looked at him, you would think he was dead. Despite all of this, seeing his blue skin, it has gone almost a bit paler than what it was originally when you met him.
Can I use that experimental potion table to roll to see if I can find something that would help him?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
How many unicorns is Grommy going to explode into?
Yeah, maybe. So, do you want me to tell you what I got?
Yes, please.
So I rolled a 6. The drinker's body is transformed as if by the alter self spell. The drinker determines the transformations caused by the spell, the effects of which last 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with the alter self spell.
No, that's okay. In this instance where he would get the opportunity to decide what he turns into, you pour this potion down his unconscious throat, and his appearance changes, and it changes into a red dragonborn. He suddenly gets slightly larger and goes very red, but remains completely unconscious. And with that, we've just had a raid from Chili Kaiju. Please correct me if I have pronounced that incorrectly. Hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Please let us know in the chat what you were doing. Welcome to Echoes of Divinity. which is presented by Fate's Grip, a Dungeons and Dragons stream that streams live every Tuesday at 6:45 p.m. Joined by some wonderful creators in the TTRPG community and beyond. I've got Ben, who is also a part of Fate's Grip. We've got Talera, who is a part of a number of things. As part of us here, is one of our wonderful mods. Has also done some Vampire the Masquerade stuff, and is about to jump into the Split the Party TV group on their new series as well. Speaking of Split the Party, Deetwenty is also jumping in on that series. Is a regular menace in the chat, but only in loving ways, and pops up here, there, and everywhere, both in Australia and beyond. And last but certainly not least is Promethean. It has a 0 in it, which means he's a pro gamer, who is a dungeon master over on OzQuest, a player here, a player on Meeples and Dragons, and also a lovely co-gaming streamer with myself and Tammy. Hope
Also-
you enjoy.
Both a regular and irregular menace.
And Thirstmaster with
Mm.
myself on Thirsty Thursdays.
Correct.
Back into the session. Oh my god, sorry. NVC is now being a menace in the chat. But yeah, you watch as this kobold transforms into a red dragonborn. Lays there unconscious for 10 minutes, and then changes back into a pale blue kobold.
Well, that didn't work.
Valiant
Uh,
effort.
Something else.
Valiant effort.
Marcus, you and Velendar would both hear this transformation happen as there is a shift in size of this kobold. You would look behind you, you would see this happen. You would see Soul sitting there. How would you look, Soul, as this happened? What would your reaction to this be?
What was in those mushrooms? I wonder. What if I could make some more?
Insight check to see if he meant to do this or not.
Yeah, go for it.
Didn't anticipate this.
A massive 10.
I mean, he's not lying, so you would be able to tell very quickly that this is not intended.
Quick.
But also curious to Soul.
I'll give him a little bit. Bitter Branch didn't think that would happen that way.
Right. Look in, go, and then draw the curtain between us and him.
Yeah.
It's.
Does anyone else want to get anything done on this 3 to 4 hour long journey?
No, but Marcus's patience might be worn a little bit thin. Velendar will just be kind of very, almost sullenly, kind of kicking at the footboards in front of the front seat, just irritably
Yeah.
as they travel.
Like a child that kicks the back of a chair when you're sitting on a bus.
Yeah, probably less kind of hectic, but
Aggressive,
exactly that vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. Just every now and again, there's just the light kick. And you would feel that, Marcus, as the person navigating this cart currently.
Yeah, navigating is a strong word, DM. I really wouldn't go that far. Tybella is
Captaining the ship.
Sure. Let's go that way. But Tybella is the one that Marcus is more fascinated with, and I know she's out of line of sight. But when basically Marcus up by the game, where occasionally you just slow down and see if she ever kind of catches up with us, or she still stays in the rear. The conversation.
Yeah,
So go on.
she stays kind of in line with the back of the cart. She doesn't seem to be staring in yours and Valenda's direction anymore. She's just kind of focused on the road ahead of her.
That's fine.
But yeah, she stays at that distance.
Well, Smithy, the remaining wildling, will basically be keeping an eye on her at a reasonable distance, about 30 foot. So, to her left and there, and Marcus will every once in a while, just while Velendar is keeping up his kick count on the piece, it's like she's still an enigma.
It's one word for what she likely is.
Curious necklace. Do you feel she's affiliated with that goddess?
It hardly seems likely one would accidentally wear such a thing.
Because it
It
seems
It
somewhat.
must shiver one's bones just to have it touch your skin.
It does seem somewhat provocative. One would have thought. To wear it so openly and brazenly.
Indeed. Is there any possibility of accidentally stopping the cart really quickly and crushing her underneath one of the wheels?
Look, as probably shouldn't do it round Scarlet.
That seems fair.
And again, still a little confused about Scarlet's capabilities of bursting wings and flying.
As is she, apparently, and quite clearly this seems to be a new development. Her friends made note of it and seemed also to be impressed. Scarlet seems to have no recollection of this occurring.
I have many non-recollections of college evenings myself, but I wasn't attacking people and having a heavenly host type event going on. So probably need to, I don't know, capture the image in some way, render it into an artistic format.
You're the artist, are you not?
I don't see myself. I see myself as someone that captures the spirit of the moment and portrays it in different ways. But I'll take the accolade, thank you. And then we'll continue on with this kind of conversation as things get kicked.
Scarlet, is there anything you would like to get done in this 3 to 4 hours?
So Velendar's like the emo sullen kid, and the type of kid that Scarlet is at the front with the twins is like the one that's every now and again running forward and doing a cartwheel on the ground, or running and jumping on someone's back, or piggybacking Astryn, or that sort of kid that's just constantly on the move and doing things.
Yeah, and you, Velendar, and also Marcus, also yourself. So you would all see this if you as you occasionally glance to the front. Scarlet looks gleeful in these moments, and Astryn and Jonan, they play into it as well. They are evidently very happy to see Scarlet, and it is looks of pure joy on their faces, which is weird considering how brooding they were looking when they were trying to kill you. But
there it is.
It was an expression. It was an expression. Fuck, I can't say anything these days.
DM drops a truth bomb.
Jeez, crucify
we're
me.
not trying to kill you. We're just being hot and cool.
It takes you, as expected, closer to the 3-hour mark than it does the 4-hour mark to get to the border of Kaivala. And Astryn goes ahead of all of you, and you watch as she speaks to a guard standing at the walls of Kaivala. This is a familiar sight for you, Velendar. You've been through these walls before, and you, having experienced Kaivala as a whole, would understand that this is normal behavior. You should have a border pass when entering or leaving Kaivala itself.
Right?
Yeah, it's weird. You've seen a couple of these people. You don't recognize the specific guard, but you could probably pick the good roster of people, right? And you watch as this conversation happens between Astryn and the guard, and as you approach, the guard barely even looks at you all, and he just goes, 10 gold will do it. As a whole.
Marcus just passes over a pound and says, "My thanks. Keep up the great work."
Enjoy Kaivala.
We
And it's
absolutely
many
will
splendors.
do.
I can give you a couple of gold, Marcus, if you wish. It'd be fair to even it out between the drabble here.
So, sweetie, we don't typically relate how much more gold we can offer in this kind of transaction.
10 gold entry. But
it's okay.
You'd normally not
We
pay.
can talk. We can talk about this later.
I'm feeling slightly foreign in this environment.
Jonan has a bit of a chuckle as he looks over at you all, and he looks at you, Scarlet, and he says, "Your friends are very sweet." And
Between you and me, and she'll like lean over and whisper, I think Sal's a little bit naive with how some of these things work.
And Jonan will say back to you, I sensed that, but it's rather endearing if I do say so. And he will then continue leading you forth through the gates. And as you enter Kaivala, this big domineering wall that you pass by that, you look up as you're entering, and it is tall. Like this thing, this is at least 100 feet high. It is tall. Again, Velendar, you've been here before. It's not really a shock to you. For the rest of you, it is, it's a little bit domineering, but you've also heard about this wall before, and you know that Kaivala is home to some very precious cargo throughout Damata. You only travel for about 10 minutes or so before you get to, could you call it a village? Maybe, not really. It is a small smattering of houses, maybe 10, not too many, and a rickety looking tavern that, from the outside, it does look older, but there is a certain charm to it. It does feel nice. You've been here before, Velendar. You know this is kind of where anyone passing through would in fact bed down for the night should they need it. And you also know that it's quite famous for its whiskey. And Jonan would lead you straight towards the door. He would actually hold it open for you all. And he would say, "Please, in you come."
Pass the wagon off to, the stable person. He's like, there we go.
I think we lost you for a second there. What was that? Sorry?
We pass them off to the stable person. The cart goes, there we go. Here, have a tip, stable person. If the kobold in the back wakes up, his name is Romy. Don't worry about him. Absolutely fine. Lovely place. Remember, Romy.
Romulus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because you try to speak to this stable person and you notice very quickly that they don't exist and that there is no stables.
It's just some
In fact,
random passerby that Marcus has accosted.
Yeah, it is. It is a human. And as you do so, he looks at you and he looks at the cart and he goes, I mean, I can take it off your hands if you want, but I'm no stable person and you're better off just tying it off to a post.
Your
Someone will
honesty
steal this
is
from you.
everything. And here, take the money and, go with whatever god you go with. And then hitch the wagon?
I don't have
Just hitch the wagon and off we go.
The wagon.
Don't
And
forget
you
about
all
Romy,
enter-
though. Just walk into the bar.
Good.
Velendar will
you
turn
enter-
quickly to Marcus at that point, though, just quickly before we jump into the actual
Yeah.
place. Is there something actually wrong with your head? Do you give your coin away like it's water?
Look,
Isn't that
it's the
normal way of
impression you
transactions?
leave behind, Velendar, rather than the money spent.
What is? In my case, it's generally the bodies I leave behind. I don't understand what this obsession is with just spreading wealth.
And as Marcus puts her hand on your shoulder and then opens the door dramatically, what's the bar inside
which
look like?
Jonan is holding.
Yeah, just kind of attempt to push it like that. And be like, hello! It's like,
Jonan
well,
looks at you and he goes, okay. And you enter the Lazy Trout.
The lazy trout.
The Lazy Trout. And as you look inside, you see almost like sandstone style walls line this entire place. There is what would look like a bar that someone would man, but instead behind it is all of these barrels stacked up. There is another miniature bar off to the right, and there is a barkeep behind it, a human male. He's cleaning out a glass. There's a number of different long benches, a couple of small circular tables, and a staircase that heads up to what would be, assumably, lodgings. No fireplace, no bards playing music. It just, a couple of patrons here and there, lightly chattering to each other, drinking from different tankards and goblets. And Jonan says to you all, look, I'll be honest, the company down here is less than amusing. If you would like to accompany us back to our rooms, we can gather there, unless you would prefer to stay down here.
It's at that point Marcus quietly leans into Velendar and says, the other thing it also creates is an air of distraction for the rest of my colleagues. And with that, Marcus, in a much louder voice, says, what a wonderful location, and strolls up to the tavern keeper.
And this human male looks up at you and he goes, I wasn't expecting the Jonan and Astryn to bring guests. Hello, what can I get for you?
Drinks for this wonderful group of people and some food as well would be marvellous. We'll have it up in their room. And then, not really knowing where to go, just goes up the stairs.
Beautiful. You all watch as Marcus just does this. Are you putting gold out, or are you just
Yeah,
requesting
basically say that there's 5 silver on the counter. It'd be like, just to hold a tab, and then just sails up the stairs.
Yeah, and the barkeep looks after you and goes, okay, sure. What? And he looks confused as to what drinks he should be pouring for you. Astryn looks at you, Scarlet, and she says, he's quite strange.
So, Sol's naive. Then, well, Velendar seems like a bit of a pompous prick at times, but I think a chunk of that is kind of bravado. I think he's all right past that. I really still don't know what to make about Marcus, though. He's very, he's a good guy, but I just a little bit kind of eccentric, so I'm still kind of figuring that out a bit.
Interesting. Are you sleeping with any of them?
No. I still gotta, yeah. I don't know. There's kind of some potential interest with some that I'm kind of But I don't know. But I mean, it's also how when you're traveling with people, like, do you just go there for one night and then act like everything's fine the next day?
Right.
Yeah.
Not sure if these are long-term friends. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Where is
Mind
this
you, I would
conversation
say from
happening?
Do you
just
want to
literally,
disrupt
she's
the
not trying to hide it.
It is a small
She is not.
place.
In front of the bar where the silver coin is?
Yeah, she is not trying to hide this conversation. She's not being loud and obnoxious about it. Like, she's talking at a talking level. She's not proclaiming this to the tavern, but she's not embarrassed about any of you hearing it, if that makes sense.
And neither Scarlet.
Yeah. And she'll say, look, I can understand. Sometimes when you fuck your friends, it can be a little bit awkward. So I would just say, pick and choose well.
Yeah. Because you
Understand before you go there, because you can't take it back.
You got to make sure someone can just treat it like you're both on the same page and you can both be like adults afterwards.
Yes, so understand, I guess, the emotional maturity of all of them as well, because some of them will be able to handle that and some of them won't. At this point, Tybella, she just heads up to what you would assume is her room. Marcus, you watch and she walks straight past you. She pays you no mind and she heads off to one of the rooms on the right.
DM, by that time, Marcus has already tried the third door. He just wandered in and just started opening doors and looking for the rooms, like, hello!
She would then look at you and she would say, if you're looking for their room, it is on the left-hand side, 5 down.
Marvellous.
And she just does not pay you any more mind. She heads into her room and closes the door behind her. You hear the click of a lock.
Was I the only one hoping that Marcus would just follow her into her room immediately? That's kind of how I was hoping that was going to play out.
If there's any silver on that bar, like top still, I'm just going to be like, put my hand up to the bartender and be like, I'll point towards this is like tap beer, like pulled beer at this place, or is
Oh,
it?
Sol, no. What is
What do you
this?
mean?
What is
You
this
don't even pay
barkeep's
for your
name?
alcohol, apparently.
What is this barkeep's name?
You haven't asked.
Well, yeah, but if I've
This
been there
is a
before, I
new-
absolutely know it.
This is a new barkeep.
Oh,
You
incredible.
you would be used to this bar being manned by a female elf who kind of changed her name a couple of times. Sometimes she went by Sam, sometimes she went by like a number of different names. Not something that you're unfamiliar with. But this human male you haven't seen before.
You're new. But regardless, can I get a bottle of the fire plum? And maybe a little bit of the cinnamon punch. Bottle of each, let's say 4 tumblers, 7 shot glasses.
He frantically looks at you and he goes, yeah, I mean, the tab has been started, and any friend of Jonan and Astryn's and Tybella and Rog is a friend of mine.
Well, thank you, friend.
I'm gonna try to make a jest to Velendar. Are we going to pay for this one, or are we just going to kill them for it?
Oh, they've started a tab. The human would interrupt.
Right.
Knowing your sensibilities, Sol, I may contribute to this one. Those are not inexpensive bottles.
Perhaps I could donate you some coin to tip them. You might see some appreciation outside of someone not being killed.
You will absolutely not. You will shut that pretty little mouth and you will come upstairs with me and have a couple of the most amazing glasses of whiskey that will ever touch your lips. I promise you.
You'll go upstairs and see his etchings on his weapon.
On his abs. Look, I guess when in Rome, after today, I'm more than up for it. I wouldn't actually mind inquisiting into a couple of your thoughts on some things.
Are you seriously thinking about talking shop? Look,
Uh,
look
perhaps.
around you. Tonight is about decadence, filthy, low-rent decadence.
Have I reminded you where I come from?
You've not.
The place where I'm from in the far south is Ascendus. Surely you've heard of it.
Surely
The
I've heard
plagues
of it.
and the
You have.
plagues.
It is one of the biggest, one of the biggest areas in Demata. You
Okay.
understand this immediately.
Yeah.
Can Scarlet hear this conversation?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one's
If
being
she's
subtle.
if she's emotionally mature enough to hear it, sure.
Yeah.
And Jairan, do you know what's happened there?
In Jairan. Will I know what happened in Jairan?
I don't know, would you?
I don't know. Let's decide.
It's full of sick people.
No.
No, you would. You are all very aware that Ascendus as a whole
Mm.
is faltering a little bit. There is whispers amongst a lot of Demata about basically the state of Ascendus. It was a beautiful, lush place and is now kind of the earth is almost dying beneath it.
Cool. Sounds like somewhere Velendar would never choose to go willingly. Look, that may be so. The past is the past. For now, you're here with me, with us. And we're going to live it up a bit.
And there are a bunch of hot people upstairs that you never have to see again after tomorrow.
Well, perhaps I should learn something then, because I must.
Jonan goes, Scarlet, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Okay, so there's hot people down here as well as hot people upstairs. Just saying, Soul, you know, you're always really serious and want to talk shop. And this is the night where you can just let it all go and not have to feel embarrassed because you don't have to see them again.
So today's events, I'd rather not. Perhaps just have a drink and go to bed. I would like to know a little bit more, though. I must admit, it's a little bit forthcoming that I've left a place where the people are sick and wanting to live, and yet I've just traveled not too far north, and everyone seems a bit keen on killing one another.
So I think one
How
thing-
many times?
I think
You
one-
just hear like Jonan mutter.
So you have to sort of think, are they wanting to live or are they just wanting to survive versus actually wanting to live? Like there's experiences out there and things to do and see and learn. It's not just about whether your heart beats. That's surviving. Heaps of people can do that. But you've actually got to do something with what you're living.
Well, perhaps you're right, yes. After contending with the sick and dying for quite a bit of a time, maybe I've lost a little bit of myself there, but at the same time, I'm a little bit disappointed that we live to kill one another.
Well, I promise you that is going to be the first of many disappointments. But for now, let's do this.
At this
All right, so
point,
where's this
Rog
whiskey then?
has just taken Rog the half orc has just taken a seat on a table nearby, and he looks quite comfortable. He's living his best life there. He's pulled out a pack of cards that he's just like weirdly he's holding them and he's just looking at the card and then he's putting it down and then looking at the card and putting it down and looking at the card and putting it down. But he seems quite happy. He doesn't, he doesn't feel like you don't get the sense that he is ordered to stay there or uncomfortable. And then following, Astryn grabs both the bottles that you have ordered, Velendar, and she looks at the barkeep and she says, and keep them coming, darling. Tonight, as we speak about living, we absolutely will. And she takes them and heads straight up towards the staircase. She looks back at you all with an inviting glare, essentially signaling to follow her. Jonan grabs the shot glasses that you requested, also, Velendar, and he follows after his sibling. What are you all following?
Heck yeah.
After the conversation, I would be being led to whomever is inviting me to a party. So I'm assuming Velendar / Scarlet.
And you all walk upstairs, and you see that we need to hydrate and posture check. And you would see Marcus standing in front of the door of a room. Marcus, you don't feel like there are any, based on what we've been talking about, you don't feel there are any wards or magical barriers that are blocking Tybella's door. It is more like you sense almost traces of magic cast previously that are just kind of lingering behind, but no active, prominent magic.
Yeah.
But you did hear the click of a lock on Tybella's door. Hi, Dolorite. Thanks so much for the raid. Let us know what you were doing in the chat. Welcome to Echoes of Divinity, where we're living our best lives here. It's a good time. What are we all doing?
Marcus is in the interim while there was a conversation downstairs. Marcus is literally just dragged 3 mattresses into the other room and rearranged the room at the same time. So it's kind of more a comfortable environment as such. And as the group are coming back, he's like, I'm just going to get a few more things. And as they're going up, he's going back down again.
Oh, I missed that whole last part.
Yeah. Big drop.
Yeah. So as the group is coming up the stairs, Marcus is like, I'm just going to get a few more things, and then lets everybody pass, and then makes his way back down to the bar.
Yeah, and you do so easily enough. What are you looking for at the bar?
So as the group's going up, I triple the order and get it sent up, because that's just pointless, right?
Oh, yeah.
Literally just pointless. It's like they seem to have 1 or 2 bottles, oddly weird, right? So get that one shipped up. Seeing Rog sitting there playing cards by himself for the moment, I'll keep him company for just a short couple of conversations. Just trying to get a sense of Rog, really. What's he looking to do? Is he just happy to vibe here? That sort of thing.
Yeah, he is. You learn very quickly, that the barkeep offers to take the bottles up for you, and will do so immediately with the additional order, but intermittently throughout the night. And he does actually mention that Astryn and Jonan are good with paying their tab. Holy fuck! Mimic Loaf, thank you so much for the raid. You're so fucking sweet. Thank you. Let us know. This is like our 3rd raid tonight, guys. What's going on? Welcome to Echoes of Divinity.
Everyone's here for the slowly rising sexual tension.
Yes, so much sexual tension. So many hot people tonight. Because what's D&D without hot people? Let us know what you were doing with the chat. In the chat, so that we can find out. You also learn from Rog the half-orc that he's a man of very little words, and he's not hiding anything. It's just that he genuinely just seems like he's content.
So it's not that I'm going for what Marcus is trying to get the sense of is how he came to be part of this group, because he is the odd one out in this particular thing. Basically, there are 2 people that are very different from this group, and he seems a bit of a follower, but I'm kind of curious who brought him in and why.
Okay, he will share with you, and he's very he's very nonchalant almost about this. He's like, don't have much family, need money, want friends. They treat me really good. I'm happy.
Yeah. So is he drinking? Is he just eating? Is he just playing cards?
No, he's just sitting there. He's just playing. He's not even playing cards. It just looks like he's kind of going through them almost as if they're like a flip book or something like that.
Okay.
But like you have a pretty good understanding of people.
Yep.
And you don't get the sense that this is a mask. He genuinely is just quite content.
So you enjoy your night here, friend, and I will hand him a deck of cards from Naria. There was just one of the ones there, and it's a very ornate looking set of playing cards with the characters are very grandiose here. They're much more desert inclined to do that, and then hand him the cards and say, when you get a chance to chat to Soul, he's your guy.
Yeah.
And he can take that any way he likes, and then I'll leave at that point in time.
You watch as his eyes like sparkle at this set of cards, and he looks almost childlike. He is so excited about this as he pulls them out and he starts to go through them. He reaches out to shake your hand and thanks. He is beyond grateful.
No thanks needed. It was enjoy, and then I will take an extra 3 bottles up the stairs with me.
Yeah,
because it's been half an hour, and
no one stops you.
Yeah, no, it's been a half hour, so turn up to a party late, loaded, right?
You enter the room, and at this point, everyone is kind of sitting around. In that half an hour that has passed, Astryn will have poured you all shots, and handed them out. And she will, as she does so, she gives you a light squeeze on the shoulder, and she goes, "This is one of many to loosen up. Trust me when I say it's worthwhile letting go of your inhibitions, at least every now and again. Staying on guard is important, and I find that admirable of you, but also it's important to know when you are in the safety of friends. And whilst we might not have presented that initially, you can trust now that we are considered friends."
As she's saying that, I'm going to sniff the drink that she's just poured me.
Yeah, you don't need to make
suspicious.
So Soul sniffs the drinks after Scarlet's like down 3 or 4 shots.
Yeah, and it doesn't take you a check to understand that this was poured immediately from the bottle. Other people have already shot at it, and nothing has occurred in this time.
Other people, as in her herself, or our Angela?
Yeah,
friend?
she's also everyone but Tybella, who is in a different room.
I'll have a drink.
Velendar, I think, will take the other shoulder and just kind of start off on the other side, and just very gently. And I assure you, a little taste of danger in these kind of social situations can make them all the more entertaining.
Oh, you don't think that healing you is danger?
And Velendar, by answer, will just take the next shot.
Astryn will, as you join this conversation, will attempt to, before you take the shot, look at you and say, "And I will cheers to that." And she will hold her shot glass out to you and clink it with yours, and she will take the shot at the same time.
Clink.
Clinkety clank.
And clinkety clank. At this point, Jonan will look at you all as a group. He's standing, he's kind of leaning against a wall, and he will be like, "So what are you all doing on the road to Kaivala? What journey do you have ahead of you? Where's the next stop? What is your goal? I'm very curious." Don't all speak at once, please.
I don't plan ahead. My next goal, the next place I'm going to is, wherever I wake up tomorrow. Which depends on how much I drink tonight.
And the rest of us seem to have gravitated gravitated around your friend Scarlet here.
She is a fine friend to be around. You are very lucky to have found her. Particularly in the face of danger, she can hold a fight. Is what Jonan says.
DM question. Did we not leave Ascendus to investigate a squad of drug dealers?
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Following my friends, if they haven't mentioned anything like that, amongst friendly company, I'll just be like, perhaps the encounter that we had was a good deal for me because I'm just traveling in medicine and the arts of healing, so that's all I can participate in.
That's all, Jonan says. The art of healing. You are quite literally attempting to breathe life back into things that don't have as much as they should. I would say that is a noble cause in itself. Don't downplay it. You should absolutely talk yourself up more.
Well, there are those outside of here that are better than I, and I hope to learn from them. That's why I'm traveling.
Oh, I'm not saying you're the best, but I'm just saying that confidence is key. If I stand here and I say that I am very good at what I do, it's likely you'll all believe me. If I say I'm the best, you won't. If I say I'm the worst, who cares, really?
Sorry, DM question. Who's talking to me at the moment?
Jonan.
Is Jonan the one who was the mage who cast fire hands at me?
Yeah, correct.
Speaking of, your shoulders are a little lopsided. Have you thought of a massage? Or maybe a chiropractor? Might help quite
Would
a
you
bit.
like to give me one?
When was the last time we've had that checked out? You might not have missed me so much if you'd, stayed your hand quite better.
I mean, accidents happen, right? You did, in fact, surprise me just appearing out of nowhere. We did have line of sight on you, and yet, you just appeared out of nowhere. Curious magics.
Well, could you not imagine Scarlet traveling with the best of the best?
No, I could.
It makes me wonder, why did she leave you guys?
Oh, did she not explain that the troupe that we travel with, we only do so for 6 months of the year, and for that reason, during Amber and beyond, until the next year arrives, we make our own work.
So you were at the Ember Festival then?
No, it is the season of Amber currently.
Oh, sorry, forgive me. That's where we met Scarlet.
It's your traveling brain, I understand. Having been on the road myself for quite some time at points in time, I understand how wires are crossed, as the expression goes.
Well, I must admit, cheers then. Another drink?
And cheers. Astryn at that point strikes up the conversation. She goes, "Funny part about that, none of you actually answered the question. Where are you headed? What are you doing, Scarlet dear?"
Can I interrupt for just one moment? Astryn? Scarlet, can I borrow the two of you for just 1 second?
Okay.
I'd like to have something settled. Astryn, you saw a phenomenon earlier today that we ourselves witnessed
yes.
not so long ago for the first time. Absolutely incredible. Yes?
Yes, I haven't seen you do that before, Scarlet. I'm surprised by the fact that you. all drop your drinks, every single one of you. Like, just in this moment, everyone just drops their drinks because we have Josh has redeemed a drop your drink. And for that
Incredible.
reason, everyone
I was enjoying
drops
that
their
drink.
drinks because the awe of it. Luckily, not the shot glasses don't break. They just make a clattering noise as they all hit the ground. The drinks that you had in them are wasted, but you know, it's the awe of talking about Scarlet's form that you all just feel a little bit. You know, not all of you hear it. It's just Astryn and Scarlet, but it's almost like it creates some sort of a ripple effect in time and continuum.
So, Astryn, here's the thing. Scarlet appears to have absolutely no memory of this phenomenon.
I still don't know what you guys are talking about.
It wasn't even just the flight for me. It was also the like Amazonian people that arrived with you. Just absolutely stunning.
Well,
May I say so?
But we've got people who cast magic in the party, so I don't know which one of them's doing it.
Well, it's I would say, as someone that understands the arcane quite well, can't cast it, but do understand it quite well. It was none of them, is the easiest way to put it. Velendar, dear, you look strong, but you don't look magical in any sense of the word. Marcus, your friend, didn't really get anything off in the fight, and for that reason, I can't really determine what he does. And Sol, he, you know, he did whatever he did with my brother in the bushes.
Yeah, I did.
Well, but like I don't have wings. Like, look, I don't have wings.
Well, not now.
She doesn't.
You absolutely don't. But I assure you, they seem to exist from time to time.
Humans don't have wings. And I'm pretty sure if I was casting spells to get them, I would know.
This is curious. We should find out more about this, Scarlet. I must ask, however, Velendar, you seem to have a specific disdain with my friend, Tybella. I would love to learn more about this. What
Well, she's a racist
is
twat
it?
for a start.
Look,
Forgive me, I don't quite understand where the tension came from, per se.
Scarlet, believe me, that is nowhere close to the worst that I've received. Look, I don't necessarily have a problem with your traveling companion. The silly little trinket that she wears is the source of my personal disdain. It's associated with a rather nasty entity with which...
Forgive me, I pay little attention to entities and gods and, you know, even the deities of Damada. And as far as I'm concerned, the four of those fucks don't even exist. And for that reason, I don't quite understand what you're referring to.
And for the benefit of the enjoyment of the rest of this night, I suggest that you don't need to. Just suffice it to say, its association with a particularly distasteful religiosity is enough to leave a sour taste in my mouth.
Which I find interesting because Tybella is maybe one of the best-hearted people I've actually met. In fact, is one of the better people in this group of misfits, may you say.
It's not intriguing.
In fact, she saved my life quite a number of times. I may be strong, but there is stronger out there.
You say one of the better people, but is she here?
She's not
Now?
quite the socialite, may I say, particularly considering she did not like you very much.
Sadly, I'm familiar with being unlikable.
I relate to that feeling, but it's good to know for other people we may encounter with you. Scarlet, dear, and at this point, Marcus, you join everyone.
No,
And
yes. Sorry, noticing that they've all spilt drinks themselves. It's like, oh, it's one of those parties, and then hand out a bottle to each of them. There we go.
you've got all the bottles in there. It's a good time. You're bringing the party to the room, and everyone can easily enough pick
Marcus,
up
where
their
have you
shot
been?
glasses.
Please, I need some civil discourse in this place.
Scarlet, Astryn looks at you and she goes, and everyone can hear this. She goes, "Did you hear though? I don't think the troupe is getting back together.
What?
You've not spoken to Antara."
No, I sent him a letter, but I haven't spoken to him.
Well, interestingly enough, I kind of thought that maybe you, of all people, may have actually had contact with him. And for that reason, what I am about to say is quite concerning. No one has heard from him. I've seen him maybe, 5 months ago, just after we all disbanded. But he has disappeared.
Oh, that's not good.
I'm not going to leave this session this evening, everybody. Yeah, hey, thanks for coming along to Echoes of Divinity this evening. Promethean, I'm very aware that you need to leave. So would you like to very quickly give yourself the quickest version of an outro you physically can? Where can we find you? Who are you? What do you do?
Hey, I'm Promethean. There's a 0 in it. You can find me anywhere that shows up on the internet. You'll also find me here a whole bunch doing this and Thirsty Thursday flavored things from time to time. You'll find me on OzQuest, and you'll find me over at Meeples and Dragons, mostly doing D&D related stuff for those. And I do, in fact, need to go immediately. So this is me.
Please have a lovely evening.
Bye-bye.
Feel free to
Bye.
use.
Bye. I
You're
love you all.
absolutely
I love you all
welcome.
so much. I love you all absolutely so much.
Thanks for liberating my
Drive
character.
safe.
Favorite moment for after the fact, D20, the teleportation of us two into the outer edge of the fight was gold. Love it.
Okay, bye.
Ciao.
Leave the chair.
Are you leaving the chat? Okay, no. Yeah, leave the chair behind. Yes.
And the hand. Leave the hand.
Thanks. Someone clip that. Oh, okay. There's a head. Hey, a little bit of a quicker exit this evening because it's the end of the year. Life gets in the way, and for that reason, we will wrap up. In doing so, we'll do what we have done the last few times. We're going to go around, reintroduce ourselves, and we'll get a favorite moment from everyone. Already had Prometheans, so we'll just go in order of the overlay. D20, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to? Intense Quack is raiding. Thank you for the raid, Intense Quack. Please stick around to raid into another raid. You are wonderful. Let us know what you were doing in the chat before we wrap up. But D20, who are you? What are you doing? Where can we find you? What was your favorite moment?
Well, I will start with my favorite moment of the awkwardness of fighting with a bunch of Scarlet's friends. Literally, it was one of those kind of. There was a magical moment of like, oh, what? Yeah, this is followed by. I have to say, it was the stabbing that Velendar did that didn't quite land, even though it was an obscene amount of damage. From there, it was like, yeah, dear, that doesn't really cut it. And it was like, oh, yeah. There was a moment there, followed by, I have to say. I can't let a soul go past without the you lot seem to have no moral compass type piece, which is just wonderful because no we don't, and it's going to get worse as it goes on. I am remarkably fortunate enough to be playing with Tammy, MVCDM, who is in chat at the moment, and quite possibly Kate as well on Tuesday. Tammy, Tuesday night on Split the Party. In a Teens in Space game, so remarkably lucky to be doing that one.
Yeah, you are.
So that's going to be really good fun. That's going to be mayhem of an astral sense, I should imagine. That goes completely pear shaped remarkably quickly. So come and see that. Simon I'm just trying to think. It was Matt Brown and team are going to be looking after us in that mayhem. So back to you. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you. And chat, please forgive, because as I am approaching finding our raid target, we are going to get a little bit jittery because my computer is going to be like, oh my God, you're using so much of your memory right now. But as we do so, Ben, who are you? Where can we find you? And what was your favorite part of this evening?
I'm a part of Fed's Grip. We stream every Tuesday, 6:45. Favorite moments? I'm gonna kind of mix that up a little bit. Favorite moment was probably being convinced to leave my morals. Whether I don't know where that goes. I also enjoyed antagonizing Scarlet's group of friends.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm gonna add this in. I hated, because I really wanted to help Deetwenty out when he got paralyzed. I hate dice rolls. I had a clutch I really wanted to use on Deetwenty because I wanted to get him up. I feel like a little bit more of a compadre in the group at this point
Yeah.
in time, which I couldn't pull off. But no, it was a good game all around.
I had so much fun this session. This was great. Tammy, if I can speak, I just had a total aneurysm just then. Tammy, who are you? What are you up to? And what was your favorite moment of this evening?
I'm Tammy. You will see me on Split the Party with Miss Deetwenty on Tuesday, playing a well, I've been told not to give it away, but it follows on from our Jaspers game, and people saw how chaotic that was, so you can expect 6 more episodes of that chaos, basically.
Good, as we should.
And then back here in a couple of weeks, or a month, or who knows, between now and Christmas, everyone's like super busy.
It'll probably be before Christmas, to be honest.
My favorite moment actually sort of links in. So a lot of people know that I use a lot of music to sort of get in headspaces and describe the way my characters feel about other characters.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, the one that is in the soundtrack for How Scarlet Sees Soul is Raise Your Glass by Pink. Because she thinks that he's too tight, just needs to let loose.
Yeah.
My favorite moment was basically seeing that play out tonight.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I love that. Last and definitely least is myself. My name is Emily. I am the DM for Echoes of Divinity and the player of Luna Tarot and Amara Sonari in Fate's Grip Season 2, which has its final episode coming on Tuesday with a projected start time of 5 p.m. Stay tuned. Stay close to the Fate's Grip channel. Following that, if you are a Brisbane local and you're looking for something to do on Saturday, the 12th of November, the day after my 30th birthday, we will be at Supernova, 2 p.m. on the cosplay and community stage, doing a live play of Choose Our Adventure, where you choose all of the things that we do as we debut brand new characters, and you make the dice rolls for us. So come hang out at Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre as we do that. Otherwise, we will see you on Tuesday at somewhere between 5 p.m. and 6:45. Until then, we're going to raid, in the spirit of PAX, we're going to raid Red Dragon Akir. And please give them all of the love in the world. Such a wonderful human being. Playing The Sims at the moment, and we're gonna go hang out for some time. Please send all of your love over there. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I had an absolute blast this evening. And until next time, namaste. We're just gonna stand here while I forget that we have a countdown to raid and go to the streamer's ended stream. Goodbye, everybody. S tier humans.